got to the stage that in the last couple of minutes, Craig Gordon comes up for a corner and then just stays up. You know, he didn't even bother going back.
See, Jason, though, what you're talking about there about the crowd getting on players' backs, right? That maybe comes into them. Scott Brown talking about players hiding, and I think that's the difference between somebody like Scott Brown, your Craig Gordons, your Van Dijks, the guys who've got their confidence in themselves to sort of put the crowd to the back of their minds and still try and play the game. But when you've got players who are making really good money here, let's not forget, big money, they can't let crowds like that affect them. Now, I know we're all human, but they've got to be better than that.
Oh, absolutely. And at the end of the day, the crowd, the Celtic support's great. You know, if everyone's going well, we totally get behind the players, and it's magic. I mean, that Dundee United game, we waxed lyrical on here about at half time, the players got a standing ovation. You know, but the crowd has most certainly turned now, and the pressure is severely on Deila now. Because I would maybe say the majority of Celtic fans probably want rid of the guy. I don't think I'm out of order saying that. I would say the majority of Celtic fans would rather we had a new manager in place.
Do you think, this is just us guessing, of course, do you think there's a good bit of the players would like a new manager as well?
Yes. I would say aye.
And does that affect how do I say this? Do you think they'll still be professional in their performance?
I would like to think so, because if they weren't, I would want rid of them as well.
But you'd never be able to prove it.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
But I would like to think so. I mean, at the end of the day, Celtic means so much to so many people, and if somebody's getting a chance out there on a matter of principle, they're not going to try a leg. No, that doesn't wash with me.
Because we've always seen it before at other clubs, players can get rid of managers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know.
Oh dear. Declan, you've been quiet.
Falling asleep here.
Oh, fucking thanks very much.
He's been up for 4 this morning, they tell me that. He's been working hard, the boy.
Alright. Happy days. I don't know, you still have paper on, like.
No, one of the things I was going to say though is the stuff Deal has been saying in the media, I don't think does him any favours. He came out one week and absolutely tore into the team, kind of similar to what Brown did, saying there was no leaders, and then the next week he praised Brown to the hilt, saying Brown's a fantastic leader, which I think we'd probably all agree he is a fantastic leader, but he's contradicting himself as well.
He's contradicted himself quite a lot, to be honest. If you do study what he says, he doesn't come out, and he doesn't. I know he's Scandinavian and he's no Scottish, so he's maybe mild mannered. He's no on roaring like a bull, but you want him to put a bit of confidence into you, and just when he goes up and talks, I think John Collins is very much similar. When he goes up and talks, I don't get inspired. You know, it's very.
To be honest, Jason, I just think Deila just talks a lot of shite.
Aye,
to be pretty blunt about it, I mean, we spoke about this. The alarm bell started ringing in the transfer window when they said they wouldn't be signing any loan players. Mm-hmm. The next time we've got more loan players in the team than we've got fucking full-time contracts.
I would agree with you. I just think the guy, we can all defend him and all say, I think the guy just talks absolute pish.
Right, we can't. We're just going to go round and round in circles here. I think we're all kind of in agreement. But I would like to go round the table then. I'm surprised. I thought we'd got more callers tonight than what we have, but I want to go around the kind of table and just say who wants. Well, I think we all want to get rid of him. Or is there anybody who wants to give him a wee bit more time? But what I want to just kind of get a grasp of who is everybody thinking that. Because let's be honest here, I don't think Deila was their first choice, right? So if we're going to go looking for another manager, who realistically are we going to go after? Or forget about that, who would you like to be the next Celtic manager? And I'm going to start with yourself, Snake.
Oh, thanks. Well, if we're going cheap and we're trying to develop young players to sell on for big profits, we only have to look out at Tannadice and see a guy that did it with players already. He's met that remit on spending zero money, I would add. He knows the club, he knows the fans, he knows the standards. That's who I would want, Jackie McNamara and his team.
Mm-hmm. Declan?
I don't know, to be honest. Hartley was a name that I mentioned before Deila got the job. I think
done a great job at Alloa.
A bit soon for him. I got Alloa up twice and 2 seasons and then get Dundee up. I think, depending on the time, the board could go back in for Larsson, though. They went for Larsson, and obviously he said they wanted to wait till the season was over in Sweden, which I think ends on the 1st of November or something like that. I'm not saying it would be my choice, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us doing that.
I just can't see the Larsson thing, and I think it'd be a bad time for Larsson to come into the club at the minute. Paul?
I wouldn't be adverse to Gordon Strachan coming back. I know people have said it to people and it's, oh, I know, he never leaves Scotland. Listen, Celtic Football Club, it's day to day, and anybody coming in that does any kind of job whatsoever is going to be a god, and I think you could easily get him. Jackie, I know, is popular. I actually spoke to Sid last night about it. I said, you're going to get loads of people saying it, and he's like, oh, no, this again, because I mean, they're not going to come out and say it, but the both of them would walk over broken glass to come and take that job.
Right.
And both of them have had reservations, shall we say, about the current management team. But I do think that you need somebody who can just quickly turn it round. Because I don't know. I mean, one of the things I always agreed with Neil Lennon is when nobody come in, he talked about 3-year plans and 5-year plans. I don't think you need any of that box. It's Scottish football. You know what I mean? You just get in there, get the players playing, and we'll romp the league. Simple as that. And I think you bring in anybody that can do that, they'll do for me. But I do think it would need to be kind of a Celtic man.
Alec Burrows just said in the chat room, would Jackie take the job after his treatment with Peter Lawwell?
Well, I mean, let's just say he's not happy about that. But at the end of the day, it's Celtic.
Mm-hmm. Jason?
I would... And I hadn't even thought of Gordon Strachan, and I love Strachan. So I wouldn't be adverse to him. He'd be able to hit the ground running. But me personally, I would go for Paul Hartley. I just think he's got something about him, and I think he could hit the ground running, no bother. And I think I would rather have a Celtic. I know it might be shallow, and it might not be. You might know, but as Paul says, you don't get 3 years. You don't say, right, in 4 years' time I'm going to... You would think this would be the perfect chance to change everything about the club and get the club on. And maybe Dial is the right man to do that. Maybe it does take time. Maybe we are all totally jumping the gun and the guy's going to get it right. I don't know. I hope he gets it right. I genuinely want the guy to succeed. I genuinely want everybody concerned with Celtic to succeed. I always want them to succeed, but I just can't see it. I just cannot see it. But I think we need a Celtic man there, but someone that can inspire passion and confidence, and somebody that will roll like a bull, or somebody that won't take any shit off the media. They won't feed the media because Dylan's not got a clue. Nobody's coaching him right and how to deal with the media in this country. Mm-hmm. He's just getting hung out to dry, I think. Or just we having to get our PR department's an absolute joke, which I fully believe that to be the case. Mm-hmm. And I just think we need somebody that's a bit streetwise and kind of the mouldy Lenny, and I think Paul Hartley is in that mould.
Fair enough. Snake, I'm going to let you go because I've got another caller, man, right?
Okay, all the best, folks. See you again soon, okay?
Cheers, man. So... we've got a very special caller.
It's the Ronnie Diley podcast.
Straight face, standard grades. It's Joe McKenna.
What's the crack? I've been listening to the show in the car. I missed the first 15 minutes. That was it.
Oh, you missed the best
part. Tabs in case my name is dragged through the mud as usual.
Well, it has been a couple of times, like so.
How was training day, mate?
I was grand. I was like 2 hours just showing me around and stuff. It's grand. So. All good,
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
So, Joe,
yes.
You've been listening in the car then. Is there anything that you want to go back to that you maybe got a...
Well, I only seen 15 minutes of the game because I had to go up and meet the guy that's sorting out this job. And one thing that stuck out for me that stunned me was that we could have been 1-0 down in the first minute, right?
Yeah.
And they were attacking. And my first thought was like, isn't that what we do normally? Isn't that us doing that? Mm-hmm. Yes, but for the likes of Shane and Lates like Denier, I mean, there's not much. I mean, Denier and Guidetti, that's about all I see really of the new recruits. Well, and Gordon as well, obviously, but of the new recruits, this is the only 2 guys that look like these guys they can do a job. It just doesn't seem like. I don't know if Ronnie Dale is just stuck to stuck to the philosophy he had at Stromsgodset or what he's had through his career, but whether he's realised not that he's dealing with better players and a bigger setup and he can kind of expand what he's doing, I don't know. And I've been kind of one saying he might be a victim of transition, but it'd be nice to see what we're trying to, move into, Like, if we're going to move on,
do you
something
know,
else, I want to see it.
Do you think, like, all the signings that he's made, right? Berget, Tonev, Cadete, Skipovic, Picasso, right? All attacking players. It seems to me when you've got Stokes in, Stokes is still starting every week or near enough every week, right? So then you've got 5 other kind of attack-minded players. Commons has obviously got to start every week or near enough every week. Griffiths on the bench. Why have we signed all these players, Joe? I mean, was it a case of let's just throw, and it does seem a bit like just throw 5 of them at the wall and see what one sticks instead of actually having a plan for these players coming in.
I don't know. Part of me just thinks it's a bit of a distraction tactic. Just get bodies in the door, get names in the door. Give these lads somebody they look up on YouTube. The fans, There doesn't seem to be any sort of actual.
But they're all tripping me at the top each other for the same positions.
I've seen as well. Like, there's no the thing I've noticed is, see when we attack, right, and an attack breaks down, it seems to become shit your pants time, and everybody's got to defend until another attack shows itself. There's no force. There's no momentum. It just doesn't seem to be.
There's no fluidity.
I swear to God, I was so delighted to see that goal against Zagreb because it was good football. But see, after that, it was like, all right, so that's it then. That's it for today. Then lads, shut up shop. No more good play. It's getting grimmer and grimmer. But I don't know. I was still shy off of saying I want rid of the guy. But
I was going to say, where do you come in on that?
I don't think McNamara would take it because I think he's the kind of guy that will want to get a job done where he is first before he actually takes on any road. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that hungry for a big play.
No, I disagree. I'm the same as Paul. I think McNamara walks to Celtic Park backwards.
Aye. Just look at how quickly he done United job for Partick Thistle when they were about to clinch the league.
That's right. I thought of that. But I'd prefer him over Paul Hartley. Really, I don't know why. I don't have any actual reason or actual statistics to back that up. I just think Jackie would do a better job. And it just seems like there's no cohesion. Like Paul, you mentioned that like people noticed there was no interaction with the staff, like with the coaching staff. You mean?
No, there isn't. As the guys mentioned as well, there's very few things where the coaches are instructing the players.
Like, see when you see Collins and Dale on the bench, it looks like 2 lads just talking about football.
I think if you think about Neil Lennon the first couple of years as Celtic manager, I think Neil Lennon had a mindset of, I need to drag this club back up to the standard that we expect. And he literally did that through sheer fierce passion for it. And he kicked every ball and he argued every fight and he never backed down to anybody. And to the point where it kind of went over the top a couple of times and he had to be reined in a wee bit. And I think fans appreciate that so much. You know what I mean? And there's never any conversations about does Lenny hurt as much as we do, because we all know he does. And I think... Sorry, Joe, when you go.
Sorry, Paul. You mentioned that earlier, Paul. Like Lennon and O'Neill, like you said, all the best Celtic men were motivators of men, right? And they were leaders of men. I think, whether it's Dale or whether it's the Scandinavian way, it just doesn't seem like anybody's going out there with their chest pumped out and ready to go.
See, I was lying in my bed yesterday, right before I went down to the pub, and how I came across it, I don't know, but I ended up watching extended highlights, the St Patrick's Day game where Jerry Craney and Dovcik scored against the Huns, right? Remember that game, 2-0, and all the sending offs and all that, right? And I know Tommy Craig, he's not popular where he is at the minute and that, but it did strike me watching him. It kept going, and he's on the touchline, and he's handing out instructions all the time. Players are getting told what to do all the time, and Neil Lennon was like that as well. But then, as I say, boys are saying, but look at this guy, he's just standing there.
I think that's a really good point you made there, because I think one of the feelings a lot of managers is, right, is they sit down and they sort of describe themselves as students of the game, and all week they plan this, they plan that, and then by it comes to the game when it's Saturday or whenever, they just go, right, on you go and do that. And when the fucking goes wrong, they just stand there going, how's this gone wrong? I planned everything perfectly. Whereas the good managers know that you manage throughout the game You know, you manage the game in stages. You get through the first 20 and so on, and blah blah blah. And that's how